Good morning, dear friends. Myself, Dr. Chandrakant Ahir, MSG College, Malegaon, Camp Malegaon, Nasik. Dear student, in last semester we complete the first paper, that is physical chemistry. So the Savitribai Phule Pune University reassigned the subject under the heading Choice Based Credit System for FYBSc since 2019. So we have this 2019 pattern. In first term we have 3 subjects, 2 theory, 1 practical. In second term also we have 2 theory courses and 1 practical, total 3 courses. So theory paper first is inorganic chemistry, which is taught by Dr. T.S. Salvi sir. Second theory paper is CH202, that is analytical chemistry. And obvious third paper is for practical course, that is CH203 chemistry practical. So in chemistry practical we have 2 sections, inorganic chemistry practical and organic chemistry practical. So today we consider this paper second, theory paper second, CH202, that is analytical chemistry. So this course is designed for 2 credits. So it is a choice based credit system. So university decide 2 credits for this theory paper second, which is for 50 marks. When we consider offline examination, so for offline examination, so you have to face this internal marks, which is conducted by college for 15 marks. This 15 marks is given for your internal assignment, and this external marks, that is 35 marks, which exam is conducted by university. So this distribution is for offline evaluation. So in this second paper, analytical chemistry, we consider this content of this paper. So there are 5 chapters, total 5 chapters we have to study in this paper second, analytical chemistry. Chapter first is introduction to analytical chemistry. Second, calculation used in analytical chemistry. Third, qualitative analysis of organic compound. Fourth, chromatography techniques. So in this case we consider paper and thin layer chromatography in details. And the fifth is pH meter. So in chapter 1, that is introduction to analytical chemistry. So in this case we have to study what is analytical chemistry. So basic behind this analytical chemistry. Third is the analytical perspective. So what is the perspective? It is the analytical approach to solving problem, that is called as a analytical perspectives, and we consider some analytical problems. So in first chapter we have to go in details of these terms. Chapter second, calculation used in analytical chemistry. So in this case, this first topic, some important units of measurement, that is SI unit, distinction between mass and weight, millimole, and calculation and significant figures. Second topic is solution and their concentrations. So molar concentration, molar analytical concentration, molar equilibrium concentration, percent concentration, part per million, that is ppm concentration, part per billion, that is ppb concentration, part per thousand, solution diluent volume ratio, p function, density and specific gravity of solution, and problem based on this concentration units. And the last topic in second chapter is chemical stoichiometry. So in this case we going to study in details of empirical and molecular formula, stoichiometry calculation, and problem based on this formulas. Chapter third, that is qualitative analysis of organic compound. So it is a qualitative analysis. We have to detect what are the elements or analysis of organic compounds. So type of organic compound, how these organic compounds are classified into different types, characteristics and classification, we called it as a city. reactions of different functional groups, analysis of binary mixture. So in analysis we have to consider this detection of nitrogen, sulfur, halogen and phosphorus by Lysengel's test. So in first term practical we have studied this organic chemistry practical for detection of nitrogen, sulfur and halogen, but in theory they include this fourth element, that is a phosphorus detection, and this phosphorus detection is carried out by using the same solution that we have to prepare for detection of nitrogen, sulfur, halogen by Lysengal test. And the last part of this chapter is purification of organic compounds. So in this purification we consider this introduction, recrystallization, distillation and sublimation methods for purification of organic compounds. Chapter 4, that is chromatographic techniques. So in this case we consider these two paper and thin layer chromatography in detail. So introduction of chromatography, IUPAC definition of chromatography, history of chromatography. In this case we consider this paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, gel permeation chromatography, affinity chromatography, gas chromatography, supercritical fluid chromatography, high performance liquid chromatography, capillary electrophoresis, classification of chromatographic method according to preparation method or according to development of procedure. So among these techniques we going to study in details of thin layer chromatography, theory, principle behind this TLC, outline of method, surface adsorption and spot shape, comparison of this TLC with other form of chromatography, adsorbent, preparation of plate, application of sample, development. So these things we have to study under the heading thin layer chromatography, that is TLC. Then second myth is paper chromatography. So origin of this, overview of technique, sample preparation, type of papers, solvents, equilibrium, developments, sample application and detection, identification, quantitative methods, application of paper chromatography. So this much part we have to study in paper chromatography. And the last chapter, that is the fifth chapter, that is pH meter. So in first term practical we perform the practical based on pH meter. We detect the pH of, so in this case we have this pH meter, introduction, glass pH, electrode combination of pH electrodes, complete cell, standard buffer, reference cell, pH measurement, accuracy of pH measurement. Using pH meter we have to work, how to work this pH meter, application of pH meter. This much part we have to study in pH meter. So in practical we have performed practical, but now in this second theory paper we study the theory behind this. So thank you dear friends. Next part we are going to study for chapter first.